We're going to put our butts in seats and actually get started here. Woo! So I am Dawn Foster, and I have the honor this evening of introducing the Ignite Corvallis. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great event, and I'm super excited to be here. But the first thing I wanted to do is thank everybody who makes this possible. So we've got lots of volunteers, people who have spent just a crap load of time on this event to make this happen. It's a hell of a lot of work. I've done it for Ignite Portland. So I want to thank those people. They've done a lot of work. Thank the speakers who've come up here. They've been very brave. And then we also want to thank the sponsors. So these are the people who paid for all of this stuff. They pay for the venue. They pay for the whole event that we had before. So these people are awesome. They're what make it happen. So thank you to the sponsors. We also want you guys to talk about Ignite Corvallis. Use tags. So you've been doing this before, but the Win09 tag is particularly important. So if you're blogging, tweeting, posting Flickr images. So this is the Ignite format. You get to present your burning idea. You get a total of 5 minutes. You get 20 slides. And the fun part is your slides auto-advance every 15 seconds, and you have no control whatsoever over what's going to happen, which is a lot of fun, actually. We have a fantastic lineup. So you can see the list here. This is part 1. So the way this works, we have part 1. And then we get to take a little break and have intermission. And the cool part for this is that they're going to be cupcakes and beer. But it's not just about the cupcakes and beer. We want you to actually talk to people. So this is your opportunity. The Ignite format has no opportunity for questions. So your opportunity for questions is during the intermission. So I encourage you to use that opportunity. And then we come back after the 20-minute intermission, and we have another awesome lineup over here. And so, you know, these are brave people. This is not an easy format to present in. It's going to be a lot of fun. I encourage the speakers to be interesting. So we've had some fun ones up at Ignite Portland. We had a guy who did half of his talk on a unicycle. It's kind of hard to see here, but that was a lot of fun. And we have people doing weird things and a magician. So we've had lots of really fun stuff. And then the audience, be open-minded. You're going to hear some really interesting things. You have some fantastic talks lined up. So be open-minded about what you're going to hear. We've had all sorts of interesting ones at Ignite Portland as well. So I encourage you just to be open-minded and listen to what's going on. So Ignite is a concept. It was started by these two guys. It's actually driven by O'Reilly Media, the people that make all of the tech books with animals on them. And the first Ignite was in Seattle, 2006. But they have them all over the world. So what O'Reilly does is it franchises this. So anybody who wants to do an Ignite can do one, just like we're doing here, like we do in Portland. Ignite Salem is actually coming up, and there are little flyers if anybody wants one. It's on November 12th. But Ignite events this week are the one we're at here in Corvallis, Kansas City, Missouri, Perth, Australia, Budapest, Hungary. So this really is a global phenomenon. And these events are happening all over the place, and they're just a ton of fun. So I do organize Ignite Portland, so I wanted to just talk a little bit about what we've done in Ignite for Ignite Portland and how it's evolved. So we're on our 7th one that's coming up here. So we've done a bunch of these, and it's been a lot of fun. And it started with something fairly innocent. Josh was up in Seattle, and they did some Ignite-style presentations, and he was like, oh, this is great, we should do one. And Rick Terozzi was like, all right, I bought the domain for you, go for it. And a few of us were like, yeah, we can do that. So we started meeting for lunch, we started organizing it. And the first one had about 300 people. We filled the Wieden and Kennedy Auditorium. And then we started looking for a bigger space. We ended up at the Baghdad, and we're like, oh, that'll be gigantic, we'll never fill it. And then the Oregonian did a gigantic article on us. And we filled the Baghdad. We turned 100, 150 people away. It was complete chaos. So we implemented tickets, and that worked great for a few events until the tickets started selling out in less than 5 minutes, which was, again, chaos. So we abandoned the tickets. The last one went pretty well. We had a few minor AV issues, but not too bad. And so we'll see. We have another one coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm one of the organizers. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'd encourage you to come up. There's some people who have an interest in organizing maybe a bus for people to go up, so if somebody wants to organize that, that would be awesome. But you guys also have a lot of other great events here in Corvallis and in Eugene. You've got Beaver Bar Camp coming up in the spring. You've got SAO events. You've got lots of startup events. Smart Ups, Startup Weekend, lots of great events down here. So I encourage you to get out to some of those as well. This is my last slide. Again, I encourage you to tag things. So Win09, Ignite Corvallis, and there's some sites to learn more. And each presentation in between will have just one slide.